What's up, guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. My name is Andrew, but you can call me Andy. And we're in frickin' Japan. Guys, I've been here for about a week or so now, just doing some traveling, visiting some friends and stuff. But the J-Rock journey begins today. We're walking the streets of Ginza, kind of killing time until we're able to check into our hotel. After that, we are going to be seeing Band-Maid today, live at Toyosu PIT. I'm so excited. Band-Maid has been one of those bands on the channel that really just haven't missed a mark. So to see them live in Tokyo is quite exciting. But yeah, we got some exploring to do today. We got some time to kill. We're gonna go grab some coffee. We're gonna go grab some food, maybe do a little bit of shopping. And then yeah, we are gonna head over to the concert around 4:30 to line up. Concert starts at 5, I believe. Honestly, very early time. I did hear that concerts tend to start pretty early in Japan. That's totally okay. It means we're going to be able to get our beauty sleep tonight. And yeah, we'll see you around. Band-Maid at Toyosu PIT. Let's go! Fit check, guys. We have T-minus 1 hour to Band-Maid in Tokyo. I'm pumped. How about you? It's looking like about a 15-minute walk.
It's pretty busy, eh?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't expect a line that big, but, you know, I think with a 3,000 capacity venue, probably get a pretty good spot. That's us. Guys, this is where we say goodbye. Once we get in there, we cannot film anymore. So we'll see you after the show. So freaking good, guys. I'm so glad we got to see Band-Maid at Toyosu PIT. And guys, we're back in the hotel room, winding down. We took the long route, scenic route home from Toyosu PIT. It's about an hour and 20-minute walk, but it was so gorgeous. By the river, over the bridge, just really nice walk, beautiful breeze out there tonight.
A great way to cap off an awesome night, and the first show of its kind of kind for me in Japan. So it was really, really great. Overall, I kind of thought on my way back here to the hotel how I'm going to go about talking about this show. And I really felt, in comparison to my last vlog, which was a baby metal vlog, and I kind of just gushed and went out, I want this to be a little bit more succinct. And I feel like going forward, I feel like it's fair to have a proper maybe review or like a proper thought process of the show. And so reflecting on all of the shows I've seen, whether it's a Western band, every concert since I was first 14 years old, my first concert, to now, I kind of thought about all of the aspects of what makes a show a good show. And so I kind of broke it down into 5 different categories, because you can't just say this show is 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. There's so many different parts of the show that could be a 10 out of 10, and then parts of the show that may have fell shorter. So overall, in my opening comments, I just want to say I really, really enjoyed this show. It was my first ever time at Toyosu PIT, and really seeing a show in a live house like this. It was about capacity 3,000. And I mean, for the most part, it was very smooth. From getting in, the number system that they use that you probably saw in the vlog, doing the goods, how the goods were stationed. It was well managed, and it was great. I mean, the girls put on a crazy show. The talent, I'm still reeling in with what I saw. Just the sheer raw rock talent. But yeah, I have 5 categories that I feel like I can break down a little bit deeper. And those categories are reviewing really the band itself, the crowd, the venue, production, and overall value for how much you pay for these concerts. Now, I feel like production and set list can kind of go hand in hand. Maybe I'll touch on that. But first, I just want to say the Band-Maid. They killed it. Every single one of those girls. I would say the standouts for me, though, were MISA on bass. Just hearing MISA on bass just absolutely kill it. She has a swagger about her, this calmness. Even when they had their MC parts, you really got to see her personality. She contrasts almost the entire band. I thought she was absolutely just fantastic. Kanami as well, man, on guitar, just shredding. There were times where literally my jaw dropped to the ground. And then, of course, Saiki, man, her vocal live, exactly, if not better, than what we see and hear on these studio albums. She just has so much control over that stage, over the crowd, over her voice, over the vocal. And that is 19 songs deep, including an entire medley of hits. I couldn't believe when I heard that. That's nuts. It was so freaking good. Yeah, the band for me was just easily an 8 out of 10. A solid 8 out of 10. They nailed it. It was so good. Just everything. Fantastic. Now, we move on to the crowd. I'm a huge crowd person. I feel like a crowd can really make a show depending on the energy. Now, this crowd was iffy for me because we had such an interesting mix. I would say right off the bat, it was 90% men. Or more, maybe 95% men. Ages 25 to 50, right? That was the majority of the people there. It was even mentioned. And so, I would say maybe from the stage to about halfway in the venue, keep in mind a 3,000 capacity venue, they were crazy. They were wildin', and rightfully so. They probably are in the fan club and paid more than us. I was probably at the back, but maybe 3/4 of the way to the back. Just simply when I bought my ticket, there was a number system. But our section in the back, it was a little dead. People were tired, and it's a weekend too. It's not like everybody had work. It was a little more chill. And yeah, we had some older folks in the back there, and so I kind of get it. But it was a mixed crowd for sure. It really took a while, probably the second half, until people really just started getting into it, and that's because they started playing people's favorite songs. And so yeah, that was the one thing for me that I was like, okay, it was fine. After that is the venue. This is where I kind of had some of my gripes, was with the venue itself. Again, I said I haven't been to Toyosu PIT at all, and honestly, going in there, it's a pretty decent sized venue. No matter where you are, you can kind of see, but the further back you are, and if you're a shorter person, I'm almost 6 foot, and so I was fine. I could see maybe from like navel up, and on my tippy toes, I could get a little bit more, and so that was quite fine. It was a little far back, but someone like Yu-Chen, who was in front of me, she couldn't see anything the entire show. Absolutely, the entire show, she couldn't see, and so that kind of maybe took her out of the experience a little bit in moments, and so. And that's really, it's not the band's fault, it's not even the management's fault, it's just literally the venue, and some venues work better than others. Some people like that, some people like trying to get to the front and getting a good spot, some people like just kind of like chilling and being there for the music. I do like to see them perform, so I got kind of my fix, but I really wish that the next time I see Band-Maid, which I do want to see them again real soon, hopefully they're coming to North America, I would like to see them at maybe a smaller, more intimate venue, like in Toronto, like a Danforth Music Hall. That would be really cool. Or at Rebel, and I would go on the second floor. Or even like a History, something like that. If you know anything about Toronto venues, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, just Google it. But something with a little more elevation. That's the word I'm looking for. That varied elevation really helps everybody, no matter where you are in that venue. Whatever your situation is, you show up late, you got your ticket late, whatever, you get a pretty decent view of the entire band performing. There were some questionable things. Like there was, I felt like the management, whoever managed the flow of people going in and out, amazing. It was so smooth, no issues. We got in and out quickly. It was amazing. That said, there was a weird thing, and you might have to tell me what was going on, but I've never had this happen at a concert in Japan, in the West, anywhere. At the door, we were pretty much forced to buy drinks. Like, we were forced to buy a drink token. It was like 600 yen, which is like, in Canadian, like $5.50-ish. Each of us. Like, I'm pretty sure it was not an option. Like, they just kind of said, like, you have to buy this drink token. And it was like, it wasn't even a hot day today, which I was really happy about. We weren't sweltering. But we had to get it. I don't know. Is it like the venue trying to make up costs? Like, I don't know, but I don't know. I didn't really like that. It felt like very like, well, we didn't sign up for that. And so, I don't know. Let me know your experience going to Toyosu PIT or going to any other venue. Have you ever experienced that where you're kind of forced to get a drink ticket? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are about that, whether that's normal practice in certain venues. I don't know. Was not really too happy about that. It was just really strange to me. Yeah, other than that, I mean, fine. Venue, it fell short. After that, we had production, and so I'm going to go kind of into it. They did use a lot of graphics behind the stage, and now this was the interesting thing. For about the first third of the show, if not a little bit more, there were these kind of like interesting segmented screens in the back. There was like 4 columns that could be used as a screen, and I've seen it before with other bands that performed there, but they weren't using it. And so someone like Yu-Chan, who's pretty small, like really couldn't see, and having them on that screen the whole time would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. And so we're like kind of thinking like, they have visuals, and the graphics were nice, and they added, and I loved the kind of the lights. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little, it was perfect. The graphics were really good. There was call-in responses on those, but they didn't actually have the band members on till halfway through. Now, I didn't know if that was like a mix-up. Maybe there was technical difficulties. Maybe that was a creative choice. If it was a creative choice, it really didn't make sense. I really didn't get it. It would have been great to have them on the screen from start to finish. MCs and everything. So, I don't know. That would have been really cool and helpful for kind of people in the back. But when they did have the band up on the screen, about like a third in to halfway in, amazing. It really felt immersive in the use of those 4 screens. There's so much creativity you can use with those, and it showed. So when they did use it, amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. Really sucked you into the show. Like, Yu-chan's eyes popped down. She's like, oh, wow, like, this is fantastic. So it makes a difference. Production can make a huge difference depending on the venues. Again, I was tall enough, so I saw everything from start to finish. So I was a happy camper. I was cheesing the whole time. But when they came up on the screen, oh my goodness, I felt like I was doing my reactions again. It was really, really cool. And then the set list, like, you really can't go wrong. 19 songs, and I believe one of those songs was like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was a 10-song medley. It was, I have it actually, the set list right in front of me, because you guys are crazy and already put this thing up, but that set list, the medley, that was actually Yu-chan's favorite. She said she loved it. She loved how, like, the snappy and short it was, and she could enjoy each of these songs and really get an overall view of how this band sounds. It was really cool. Some of these songs I've heard, some of them I hadn't before, but it was really nice to hear HGK. That was one I heard in the acoustic live, and I absolutely loved it. Warning was really nice in there. And Show Them. Those were awesome to have in there. But I would say my absolute favorites or standout songs was the opening, Zen. One of the first reactions I actually ever did for Band-Maid. I think it was my second reaction after Thrill. After that, I would say, Choose Me was also really, really, really good. I reacted to that one recently. And lastly, No God. That was one of my big surprises. I really, really liked that song in the acoustic. And then, oh man, it's so good, No God. So those were probably my top 3 favorites, as well as the medley. Like, you couldn't go wrong with the medley. They also added a lot of MC in the show. Actually, I think that was the most MC I've ever heard in any show. There was some nice play between members. It was really cool to see the dynamics and get the introductions. There were some parts that maybe dragged on a little bit longer than I would have liked. They did a little section about the goods, but for super fans, I'm not a Band-Maid super fan. I appreciate them. I love them. I will continue to react to them and support them on this channel. But for those hardcore Band-Maid fans, oh my gosh, I'm sure they were eating up every single thing that came out of these girls' mouth from start to finish. I don't doubt it. For me, 30 minutes of MC is wild. It's wild to me. I've never heard it before. I've never seen something like that, like the ongoing banter. There was a moment where they were talking about the goods, and they're talking about their new song, and I got to freaking mention that is they played a freaking new song. They premiered it here for the first time, called What Is Justice. By the time this is live, the song's probably already going to be out, and maybe we can do a reaction to it. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. But that oh my goodness, that freaking song was so cool. The sound of it, the vibe of it, it was really kind of like funky and thrashy. I don't know, I really liked it. What Is Justice? It's coming out very soon, but to have them premiere a brand new song, I believe they mentioned it's gonna be for an anime. So that was really cool to get something like just this unique first like look at a song. I always love being at a show and then we get to listen to a song for the first time. It's always such a treat, really. So that brings me, the production again varied for me, but overall it was good. I couldn't complain, especially when they had them up on the screen and with the set list. Like, I mean, we're looking at like a 7 out of 10 production. It was awesome. And then the value, the overall value, and that is how much we paid. So we paid 7,000 yen per ticket. I'm honestly going to call this 7,600 a ticket, because that drink fee was just like slapped onto us. So I'm calling it 7,600 each. Bringing us to, what is it, like 15,200 yen. If I have to do a weird rough conversion, let's call it $140 Canadian. That's probably less, like 120, 125 US. Honestly, I would say the value is pretty good. We got about a 2-hour show. It started at 5:30, ended at 7:30 quite promptly. Probably the earliest show I've ever had that was not a musical. So I would say the value is there. That's like, again, 8 out of 10 value. We didn't really pay too much for the tickets. That said, the venue and the way things were sort of handled, and the drink fee, and then the issue with the screen, obviously, it sucks. These things happen. Sometimes a venue can get in the way of the show, and it's not the band's fault. It's never the band's fault. But in this case, that did tank the value a little bit, but overall I'm happy. I don't regret it. I would pay the same amount again. If you asked me tomorrow, would you pay this again to see that? Yes, absolutely, 100%. It was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. So, my final thoughts are, I thought that Band-Maid was fantastic live. What a talent. And to just sit there and enjoy them on YouTube, and from that very moment y'all recommended them to me and I first reacted to them and I went down the pigeonhole to come into Tokyo and go into this well-established venue and seeing Band-Maid on the second round of this tour. It's a treat. I'm just so grateful. If I had to choose one thing that really stood out about this show compared to any show I've seen, is the fact that a fine gentleman came up to me at the end of the show and he recognized me. He asked, like, aren't you like Andy from J-Rock MD, in Japanese? He didn't know any English at all. He spoke to me in Japanese. Luckily, I do understand and speak a little bit, and I was just flabbergasted. Caught me off guard. I did not expect that at all. We are such a tiny channel. But to have someone approach me like that and then just share nice words, he shared it to you, Chan, in Japanese. Like, I watch his show all the time. I watch every single thing he uploads, and I just absolutely, it's so interesting to me. It's so fun to watch. That just really touched my soul. So, we were kind of, it was on our way out of the venue, so it was kind of a rushing out. I knew he wanted to kind of chat, and if you're in these watching this, which you probably are, thank you so much for approaching me. It really meant the world. It really made my night, to be honest. Like, that's just wild to me that you were able to spot me out and you bucked up the courage. You came up to me and chatted with me. It's amazing. Thank you. It was so nice to meet you. You were so kind. And I don't know, maybe we'll run into each other at another show. That'd be awesome. And next time we'll take a picture, okay? So that was really cool. Highlight of the show there. And that's it. So I hope you liked this review of Band-Maid in Tokyo. Until we see Band-Maid again. If you like Band-Maid, well, you gotta hit this video with the like, as well as the subscribe button. And don't forget that bell notification so you never miss another Band-Maid video. Guys, until we meet again, I'm gonna see you all in the next one.